welcome to the Explainer. Today we're talking about a new tool from Google Labs. It's called Opal, and it's doing something really cool, turning the simple act of writing a prompt into, well, the powerful act of building an actual application. All right, let's get right into it. Think about it. For the past few years, how have we really been using AI? Mostly, right? It's been through a chat box. We've all gotten super used to typing a question into something like ChatGPT or Gemini and just getting an answer back. But that whole interface is changing. We're going from just that single line of text to, well, something that looks a lot more like a program. It's like a visual map with all these connected steps. And that line between using an AI and actually programming one, yeah, that's getting super blurry. And this shift has totally opened the floodgates for this new wave of what people are calling no-code tools. You've got platforms like N8N and Lindy that have really led the charge here, giving people who don't write code the power to build and automate their own pretty complex AI workflows. So into the scene steps a big new player, Google Labs. And if that name sounds familiar, it should. This is the same crew that gave us that awesome research tool, notebooklm. They just have this talent, taking really complex AI stuff and turning it into tools that are actually practical and easy to use. And their latest project? It's called Opal. At its heart, it's a no-code AI workflow builder. The whole point is to make creating your own AI tools as simple as you can imagine. The best way to think about it is like you're using digital Lego blocks, but instead of a castle, you're building your very own custom AI assistant. So, what can you do with it? Well, the whole idea is that you can visually link prompts together. You can pull in different Google AI models, say Gemini for the text parts, or Imagen for creating pictures. And you can even use tools like Google Search right inside your workflow. This means you can either quickly mock up an idea for a big app you're thinking about, or just build these handy little mini apps that make your day-to-day life easier. Okay, so how does this thing actually work in practice? Let's take a look. We're going to walk through one of the pre-built examples that comes with Opal, a simple blog post generator, to see it in action. All right, so the default setup is super straightforward. You start by just giving it a topic. From there, the AI just takes over and runs through a whole chain of events automatically. First, it hits the web to do some research. Then, it creates a structured outline. After that, it writes the full post. And to top it all off, it even makes a custom banner image for it. And just like that, after a few moments of thinking, boom, you've got a finished blog post. It's totally functional. All the key facts are there. And honestly, it's a pretty fantastic starting point that was created in no time at all. But here's the catch, right? The default output can feel a little, well, generic. So what if you wanted to do more? What if you wanted to really customize it for a specific type of reader or get a much better image? This is where we see what really makes Opal so powerful. And this leads us to what is hands down the coolest feature of Opal, remixing. See, you're not just stuck with that default. You can literally open up the visual workflow, pop the hood, and completely change how the AI works. This is where it gets really, really interesting. We can just go in and upgrade the tool ourselves. So for example, let's add a new field, a new input for a reader persona. Then why not swap out the standard image model for Google's brand new, super powerful one, Imagen 4. And to finish it off, we can edit the actual prompt, telling the AI, hey, write this for that persona we just gave you. And the difference? It's night and day. Instead of that generic article, we now have a post that is laser-focused on our target audience. In this example, an IT worker. Plus, because we upgraded to Imagen 4, we get this way better, higher quality banner image. It can even have text on it. Just a huge improvement. Okay. So this is obviously cool for making blog posts, but it's about so much more than that. Let's zoom out. Why does a tool like Opal actually matter? What's the big deal here? What this is really all about is the democratization of AI. That's a big word, but it just means that suddenly the power to build your own apps isn't just for coders anymore. It's for everyone. It means you can test ideas super fast. It unlocks so much creativity, letting you build those little useful tools you've always wished you had. And it's even a bridge for developers, right? They can take the workflow you perfected and turn it into a full-blown professional app.
I mean, the source material we're drawing from for this explainer puts it perfectly. It says this opens up a whole new world for people, for creators who think in terms of how things should work, not necessarily how they should be coded.
And you gotta remember, this is just the very first version of Opal that we're seeing. If it goes the way of other Google Labs projects like notebooklm, it's going to evolve and fast. It'll get more powerful. More features will be added, all based on what people like us are saying about it. Which really leaves us with one final and kind of fascinating question. The wall between you and creating your own AI tool is lower than it has ever been. So the question changes, right? It's not just what can AI do anymore, it's what can you build with it. So, what's the first problem you'd solve? What's the first AI assistant you would build?